Alright. Okay. Hey guys, this is Demon here, bringing you guys a live stream on Fire Emblem Heroes. Sorry about the wait. I was mostly just setting up and whatnot. So as you can, if you guys came in to see the stream for real quick, I'll be doing a short stream for now for Fire Emblem Heroes. In which case, I will be doing a hero review as well for both the new banner and the legendary banner. So I'm going to be going through that real quick, and I will be also playing the videos for that to happen during the stream. Alright, so let me open it up here. Let's see. I have the YouTube open, so let's just look at that first. So the first one I'm going to be doing is the spring banner first. Library. Okay. So I'm going to be commenting as I go with this one. So in overall, obviously this banner has been out for a while, so you guys already know the gist of it, but then I'm just going to give my review or my take on it. So bursting with springtime energy. So the first one's going to be Spring White Wing, obviously Katria. Let's see. So obviously she has pretty high attack. Actually, maybe I should also pull up the stats or not. So let's see. Shit. Oh my gosh. Wait up. Like, give me time for this. Okay. Just gonna do manually here. So bring it back. So let's go over this skills real quick. So Hugin's Egg grants res +3, pretty great, especially since she is quite a tanky unit, I believe, especially for a cavalry unit. So let me see. Katria. Okay, I believe she does have somewhat low BST though. Yeah, 144 BST is quite low. So overall, I'm just gonna say her stats real quick. So neutral would be HP 36, attack 32, speed 35, defense 18, and res 23. So she's not as tanky as expected, but if you get her a fortified cavalry buff, then obviously that would be not the case. So here, the res 3 does help since she will be battling mostly with mages, or at least that's what you would hope for her to be doing. In addition to that, she does have a chill attack and defense 2. In this case, I would say 2 because that's what the 5 would be instead of the 7. Drawback would be great since she is a mage unit, so being able to like move back and forth and whatnot would be okay. Though you do have to take into consideration the fact that she is a cavalry unit. So there is also that as well. So either drawback or reposition. Since reposition is the universal great skill for anybody to have on their unit, especially a cavalry unit with 3 movements. So the next one would be Chill Res 3. Chill Res 3 works really well for her since she has pretty good attack despite her low BST. And combining that with her legendary weapon, Hugin's Egg, she's able to get a neutral 46 attack, boosting that to 52 with a Hone Cavalry buff. And then on top of that, if you take into account the res -7, it would be a net value of 59 attack. Pretty great. And finally, you have drive speed 2, which honestly isn't that great on her as a unit because she's a cavalry unit. Overall, with cavalry units these days, you're better off just playing them on an Emblem team because they do have somewhat low BST. It's really hard to find a really good high BST cavalry unit, especially with the units that they've been going for. Overall, I would say that's a good thing because that means they're not going for like any power creeping, especially with these last few banners, which is pretty good because they had things like the winter banner and whatnot, which just throws everything off. So that's for Katria. Overall, I wouldn't go so much for her, but then more for her skills. So that's the thing here. But she does have a legendary weapon, which is pretty great. So that's okay. Spring Princess, so Sharina. So obviously for this banner, no one really expected it, but Sharina and Alphonse came in as units. So we'll leave Alphonse for later. Right now we'll focus on Sharina, who is a melee mage unit. So she has the green tone version of Katria's legendary weapon, which does the same thing except it's minus attack and res instead of minus attack and defense, which does make sense. Since she does have chill res 3. So we're going to grants res plus 3. I think BST wise she's better than Katria. Let me see. Alrighty. So yeah, she has 151 BST, which is 7 more than Spring than the previous unit. So for her her distribution is 37 HP, 32 attack, 36 speed, 16 defense, and 30 res. Overall, I believe that Spring Sharina has a much better overall BST distribution than Spring Kadria, because she does have Spring Sharina has more res, which makes sense because she does get the res plus 3 from her tome, so which brings it up to res of 33 neutral, which is really great. And she also has somewhat lower defense, I believe. Yeah, so she has Spring Sharina has 16 defense, while Spring Katria has alright 18 defense. Overall, the only downside to having a Sharina is that Sharina is a melee unit, so she'll be more focused on attack, defense, speed, and res tactics rather than just fortify cavalries or whatever emblem. So that's the thing for her. Overall, I would still go with Sharina, since Sharina does have an overall better build. I would still rather go with Reinhardt, maybe for my blue mage cavalry unit. He's been out for a long time, but then obviously he's still pretty okay depending on how you use him and how you build him. Next up we have rally attack and speed. I believe we only had like 2 or 3 units previously who has that skill for an SS skill, so that's pretty great on her account, especially since this is boosting up the 2 more offensive stats, so that's great. Next up we have Swift Stance 2, which grants speed res plus 4 during combat if foe initiates combat. This also makes sense because let's say Spring Sharina uses her rally attack and speed assist skill, then the way you can position Spring Sharina, you could put her within the enemy range while also boosting your allies' attack and speed. So that's how she would be working defensively with her given set. Lift for bounty, obviously you could replace that because that's mostly just something that you use during training. For the B slot skill, I would probably go with offensive set or use like Vantage or maybe QR, since she does have 36 speed, not too high, but then it's pretty good. So you could obviously focus on boosting that up as well, however you want. Especially since she is more of a mixed unit, she can, especially if she's dealing mages, since mages are what she's going to want to deal with very much. So, and then finally we have Res Tactic 3. Obviously we had La Rochelle who had Res Tactic 3, but then this time we have a melee unit who has Res Tactic 3. Not sure if this is a good thing or bad thing, because since La Rochelle does come as a 4-star unit, but that's totally alright. Overall, I also wouldn't go too much for her, just my personal opinion. But yeah, let's move on. Alright. I believe the next one should be Alphonse. Spring Prince, yeah. Spring Prince Alphonse. Honestly, I don't really like his his attire. Not, especially the back cape, but then that's alright. I don't know. The design could have been better. Alright, so now time to analyze Alphonse. So Alphonse has Giant Spoon Plus, which is obviously a generic weapon since it has a plus sign. So overall, it's alright. Basically a root out effect on an axe unit, on an axe weapon. So that's good if you're using a low cooldown special. Though slaying weapons are pretty much better since they do come with the -1 to the acceleration trigger, and depending on what combination you use, it could be allowing your unit to trigger specials more easily. let's see. Well, in any case, I should also give the stats for him. So he has really pretty good BST, not too high, but then still pretty good. So he has 41 HP, 35 attack, 33 speed, 30 defense, and 18 res. Overall, he's pretty well built as a physical melee unit. He does have the high physical. He has high physical tankiness, in which case he has 71 points in that account. He does have low res, which is obviously why you would want to pair him up with like a tankier res unit, but that's alright. Overall, he does have somewhat low speed, so I would probably go with a QRs. The only problem though is that he does come with sturdy blow too, so you might want to change that up. He does have a lot, and finally he has defense milk 3, which is really great because that also makes it a lot easier for him to be able to kill off enemies. So yeah, overall he's pretty alright. I would probably put more investment in him since he would probably need a lot more customization. But then especially with his weapon, that giant spin plus, I wouldn't so much as keep that weapon. Rather, I'd probably go with a slaying axe, as I mentioned earlier. He also has somewhat low speed, so you do want a speed boon on him to avoid doubles, and if you want, also put a speed boost on his weapon as well to bring it up to about 39 speed. And that's assuming he has a plus speed boon. Bane, obviously you would want to do it on res despite his low BS, despite the super boon in res, because it'll be bringing him down to 156, which by no means will bring him down on his arena score. So that's totally alright. And let's move on. Let's let that play out, and then finally we're gonna start reviewing what I think is a very unique unit, especially since she is the first, and that is a colorless flying unit. But in any case, we do have another colorless flying unit coming up soon, and I will talk about that once we get there. But anyway, we have Kagero, Spring Kagero, with a lethal carrot. Yeah. Alright, so overall, I'll give her stats first since I have that pulled up already, but she has 36 HP, 35 attack, 34 speed, 18 defense, and 27 resistance. And that's honestly alright in a sense. She has very low defense, which makes sense since I believe her original version was more on the magic tanking side. So overall, I think her stat distribution could have been a little better. She does have a good amount of HP, which means that she should be able to live hits. She does have a good amount of attack. 35 is pretty good, especially since she is a colorless dagger unit. She does have 34 speed. It could be better, so I would probably go with a plus speed nature as well as a plus speed on her weapon. Overall, I would want to go, honestly, I really want to go with a defense or res Bane. The problem, however, is that they're both super Banes, and they will impact your BST. I mean, your BST bring it down to 149, and that will impact your arena score. So just be wary of that. So now that I've gone over her stats and what I think, let's move on to her weapons as well as her skills. So first and foremost, we have Lethal Carrot, which is Might of 12. Obviously, that's going to be a generic weapon since it does have the plus sign. Let's see. So next up, we have Glimmer. Honestly, that needs to get changed out because she does have somewhat low physical strength. So you don't want to put too much on that because she does have very low attack with the weapon, since the weapon has a might of 12, and you're gonna be going more for an attack, a speed boon rather than an attack boon. Though it does make sense if you do rather choose to go with an attack boon, and of course it does matter whether or not you actually want to use her for your arena team or not. I would choose not to, but then obviously that's up to your discretion. But one thing's for sure, definitely change out Glimmer. Maybe for something like Iceberg or Glacies, since she does have pretty great resistance. And since she is a flyer, compared to her original version, she does get the chance to get flyer buffs, and we do have some pretty good flying buff units, such as let's see, New Year's Azura, for example. That would be a great choice. Her next up, her skills would be Speed Res, Bond 3. Honestly, that's really good, really good for her because she does have good speed, which can be even better with a speed bond, and her res is already pretty great. So obviously she'll be able to tank mages pretty easily now. So obviously what you would do is she should be slightly more off player phase than enemy phase, and in this case, what you would want to do is you will want to maybe push a unit forward and then have Kagero make the second attack. And then finally maybe use a New Year's Azure or whatnot to push more enemies forward. So it should be like the second or third unit that you would be using during your phase. But then at the same time you will have her be next to a unit during the enemy phase because of the way you might be playing out your scenario. So that a speed res bond 3 does make sense. Live for honor, I would obviously replace that. I think maybe go with something about long lines of like flyer formation. I think that's a B skill. Honestly, I've never pulled a unit that has flyer formation, so I can't really tell. Let me check that just to make sure. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's B stock skill. So obviously go with that, especially since what flyer formation does is flyer formation does put you adjacent to an ally, specifically a flyer ally. So it makes sense to have something such as flyer formation on her. And then finally you have gold flyers. Honestly, you should change that out. Since the way she works, her skill speed res bond 3 forces her to be next to allies. So you're better off just changing your C slot to fortify or hone flyers. Since obviously you're going to be forced to be next to allies anyway. And it's better off for you to just position them all next to each other, since they are an emblem team. Alright, so I do believe that would be it for my review for this banner. Ninjaba attack. Oh my gosh. Somewhat adorable. For overall, for the order in which I would pull for this banner, in terms of uniqueness, for sure Spring Kagero would be first. For me, I'm still building a flyer emblem because I have a Claire as my blue flyer unit, and obviously she's not that great. So it would be better to just take her out and then replace her with another unit. As for the other 3 units, I would probably go for Alphonse if you're willing to invest, because Alphonse overall has the best stat lines, especially since he is a green unit, because that does green. Obviously, if it was he was a red unit, that wouldn't be the case. There are way too many good red units. But then here's a green unit. He is a melee unit. He does have pretty good distribution for physical capabilities. So I would be going there, and then I would be going for Katria last, since Katria has abominable, like just terrible BST guidelines. And honestly, she cannot really take that many hits, especially since she has very low resistance and defense. You could do much better with a cavalry buff, but then that's still not going to do you too much. And obviously Sharina would be third in this case. So that's my order of things. Though Alphonse and Kagero are, you could go with either one. I would go for Kagero, since Kagero does have a lot of unique skill sets and whatnot, and she does have pretty good stat lines. It's alright. So yeah, that's my my review for that banner. Now let's go on to the legendary banner. This banner, a lot of things went right for this banner, especially since we did have a foreshadowing with one of the previous news that came out where they mentioned their preparation for a colorless dragon. And obviously yesterday there were a lot of people talking about like maybe a female Robin coming out as the legendary weapon. I mean legendary hero. And it's even better than I thought it would be at this point. Fallen Vessel, Robin. Not only is she a colorless dragon, she is also a flyer. So basically the colorless version of Myr. And plus, she's also the first colorless dragon. Why, way to make her amazing already. She is already the first um, colorless dragon, and then after that, you put on top of that a flying characteristic. Kind of like how like they put armor on male Robin, but then here this time they're putting flying, which is honestly really great since she has huge mobility options. Though fallen male Robin, I believe that did have a pretty good set, and they also do get the chance to have something along the lines of maybe armor march, so mobility isn't as bad as you'd all think. So let's start off with the review. So for review, we have Expiration, which is the same exact legendary weapon as male Fallen Robin. Obviously, if attack unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range, there's no +1 to special like how Lightning Breath works. Though yeah, like regular Lightning Breath anyway. And once we go on, we have also the damage calculation if changes if the foe is a unit that attacks from a range of 2. So that's great as well. Bonfire means at this point, what I would assume, her having pretty great defense. So she should be tanky, I would assume. Though she is a flying unit, so she's not gonna be as tanky as an armor unit. But hey, that's okay. So next up, we have Dragon Skin. So I really like Dragon Skin, and because if you can see, it's neutralizes effective against flying, so we don't have to worry about that. And it also grants defense and resistance +4 if foe initiates combat. So it's kind of like Brazen Defense Res 3, except this is works only on the enemy phase, assuming they attack you. And you also get a blockage to an effective against stat. Though between Brazen and Defense Res 3 and this Dragon Skin skill, I'd honestly say that I would prefer Brazen Defense Resistance 3. Especially since Brazen Defense Resistance 3 only requires a 80% HP threshold, which isn't that hard. And it just honestly makes her so much bulkier, and it also works in both phases. So that's my decision. You don't have to worry so much about archers. Archers these days, you really don't have to worry about Brave Lyn. Yeah, Brave Lyn. But then other than that, there aren't really that many archers that you have to worry about too much. Okay, next up, Cancel Affinity 3. So Cancel Affinity 3 I can see as making sense since she's a colorless unit, and y'all know what happens if your battling gets a colorless unit. You basically, honestly, all those weapons, whatnot, where you give additional bonus against colorless units, that gets reversed with Cancel Affinity 3. But then honestly, it depends honestly. If she has pretty good speed or whatnot, or you could also change up what you want to do with her. You can change her beat slot skill. So yeah. Okay, thanks for the subscription. And let's see, let's move on to Resmilk 3. So Resmilk 3, that's really great. It's a really great skill that you can have, especially since I think she's the first one to have Resistance Smoke 3. So this works really well because she obviously is a dragon, and therefore she will be attacking on the resistance side. My only concern, however, here is that there are some units that don't really care so much. Because, for example, let's say you're battling a mage like Deirdre. She already has super high resistance, but since you're attacking on her lower defense stat, it's really not so important. So overall, Resistance Smoke 3 is a really great skill, but it doesn't work as well on a unit such as Fallen Robin, female, because she is going to attack on the lower side, and majority of the time if you're battling against a unit so that uses magic, you're going to be attacking their defensive side. Very few times would you be attacking on the resistance side, and I think this just makes it more common. Overall, she's going to be I would assume she would be a pretty great unit. It's just that I'm not really sure what her stat line is. Maybe it's already been released since it is what, 12/11? I don't think the banner comes out today though, so Or does it? I think we should just check. It'll come out at the end of this video anyway. Alright, anyway. Yeah, obviously she's going to be doing pretty well, honestly. Defense and resistance 4. The only advantage over Brazen at defense res 3 is that there is no HP threshold in this, so I guess that's alright overall. And let's see. So we have Adult Tiki, Elise, the summer ones anyway. We have Brave, Lucina, Brave Lynn, Halloween Sakura, Halloween Naui, Loot, Fjorm. Okay, so Fjorm's back. Kuntra, and Zelgius. And then we have Ike. So obviously overall, a lot of people were hoping in the past that we might be able to get a possible colorless legendary unit who would be a healer. Obviously that's not going to be the case for this time, but I think having been able to get a colorless dragon, on top of that a flying colorless dragon, I think that should be able to make up for all the disappointments that some of us have experienced with legendary banners. Overall, I think this is a really great legendary banner. Oh my gosh, I was honestly trying to save up for choose your legends, because obviously Hector is on there, and Hector is by far my favorite unit of all time. So I was going to hope to be able to like save up enough for that, but obviously that's not going to be the case. All right, so yeah, the Dr. Pin 123. Okay, so yeah, definitely listen to this, because honestly, some people like they kind of missed out on chances. But for now, I'm just gonna say, since you are a new player, I suggest you try to save up as many orbs as possible. We have the Tempest trial right now, and I don't know where your score is, but definitely try to get as many orbs from there as possible before the legendary banner begins, because you want to spend on this banner, because based on what I can see, red and colors are amazing on this. For red, you have Zelgius, you have Halloween Naui, and you have Legendary Ike. All three of which are really great units. And Halloween Naui, I really want her because I don't have I do have Shida as a flying red unit, but I don't have a mage on my team, so obviously she would work. Summer Corn would have been another good option, but obviously I didn't get Summer Corn. This is why I'm stuck with a Claire. But that's alright. That's alright. So I'm definitely going for red. Zelgius I don't have. Halloween Now I don't have, but I want. Both of them I want. But then Legendary Ike I really want, because I have a Legendary Ike +3 merge. So it would be great to get additional merges on him. Green, we have Adult Tiki, Summer. We also have Summer Elise. And finally we have Guntra. I don't have Guntra, but I don't give a shit about her. I don't really care about Guntra overall. She might be useful for like all the arenas and whatnot. Arena whenever her season's on, as well as like maybe just to boost my win team. But then overall, I don't really give a shit. Because Guntra, she isn't that great of a cavalry unit. There are other cavalry units I could use over her. And also, Summer Tiki and Summer Elise, they're not really that great overall. They're alright, but you don't really see people using them too often, and there's a reason why. Because there are a lot of other units that can probably do pretty good. And next up we have Blue, which is Loot, Brave Lucina, and Fjorm. Fjorm isn't that great of a unit. Obviously, she is a legendary unit, definitely, so she does have her uses there. Brave Lucina, pretty great. I never got her, but then she does serve very, very well as a support unit. My only concern with Brave Lucina is I already have other support units such as Erica, especially with Erica's new upgrade for Siglin. And if you do not know who Erica is, she is on the right side of the screen, so y'all can say hi. And I also featured a video on Erica where I was showcasing her new buff, her new upgrade on her Siglin. So if y'all are curious, y'all can check that out. This is just a shameless plug. But overall, and finally we have, and let's see, and finally we have Loot. So Loot is a normal unit where you can like get from like any banner overall. She is limited to 5 stars. and she's overall a pretty alright mage. She's pretty good, but then she's honestly not a limited unit, so you have no reason to worry so much. But overall, I do think that there are other blue mages that you could use. It's just that loot here in this case, since she is 5-star restricted, if you want loot, you can definitely go for her. But then it's not too great of advantage. It's not as bad as green. No, just speaking now, it's not as bad as green. But then it's not the best. And then finally we have colorless, which has Fallen Robin female. It also has Halloween Sakura, and it also has Bravelyn. So Bravelyn is OP, guys. She's like really great. She's good. As I mentioned before in like the previous banner review, Bravelyn is like one of the only archers that you need to worry about, and there's a reason why, because she could like hit like a truck, and her like Brave Bow set 2 is also pretty awesome. Like any set on her can be pretty great. Fire Sweep, Brave Bow, or her original legendary Moligear. So she's really great as a unit. Then we have Halloween Sakura. For Halloween Sakura, she's not too useful as a unit, since some people are like, okay, like she's alright, like you could do one thing or another with her, but then honestly she's not used too often, since she is a dagger unit, a colorless dagger unit, and honestly it's really hard to have really good colorless dagger units, especially when we did recently get Soph. Soph is really great, and then we also just got Kagero, Spring Kagero. So that's another thing. So overall, you're not going to want Halloween Sakura too much, but then she does have her weapon, the Kitty Paddle, which gives effectiveness against magic units. So that's actually really great. So she's alright. You could definitely pull for her, but then honestly, I'm pulling for the other 2 units, which is Death for sure, Legendary, Hero, Fallen, Female, Robin, as well as Bravelyn. So overall, I would rank the colors, since you might want to be picky with your colors, is colorless first, red second, blue third, and last, and definitely least, green. So yeah, Dr. Pim, to answer your question, which I didn't realize that was your question just now, but then yeah. So yeah, that's the order in which I would pull colors. Colorless, red, blue, and then green. Honestly, I only really say colorless over the red because of the fact that we have the legendary hero Fallen Robin female, and she's so great. Plus, for the red area, I don't know. I don't know if you know about this, but then you can get a free legendary Ike. It's through Zetalog 3, which can be found in book 2. I believe. Actually, no. It should be in the story mode, where one of the quests will be Xenolog 3 with Ike, a picture of Brave Ike on the front, and from being that, you will be getting a legendary Ike. So honestly, you can definitely get that as a neutral legendary Ike from there. So I'm not too worried about pulling reds, but then in my case, I want to be able to like increase his merges, because I do have him at merge 3. Alright, so also, let's see. You also pulled Spring Katria. Actually, let me see. Okay. Is she good? And I mentioned, okay, I don't know if you were here during when I was doing the review for the beginning, but overall, Spring Katria isn't that great. She has really low BST, 144. You can make up for her by putting her on a Cavalry Emblem team, but I would still rather choose Reinhardt over Spring Katria, because Reinhardt does get the Brave effect on his weapon, and he can hit like a truck by putting like Death Blow 3 and whatnot. The only thing I would do is Spring Katria, because I honestly have like a +3 Reinhardt, I believe, which isn't high by any means, but having a chill res set on Reinhardt would be really great, because right now Reinhardt is using Lancebreaker, and I think that's what a lot of people put on Reinhardt's. So yeah, overall Spring Katria isn't the best, but I do know a lot of people do like her, and overall I know based on like the trailers and whatnot, she has really good character introductions compared to other units. So if you're more about like the character and whatnot, then yeah, that's for sure. Because I know a lot of people just play this game for waifus. Not sure if that's what you want. Bravelin. Wait, you said you're a new player. Didn't you say you're a new player? Okay. So I'm going to assume that you just pulled a Bravelin by luck from like a normal summoning banner. And yes, she's the one on the horse. Yeah. So yeah, you already got like yeah, new player. You already got a couple of good units. Brave Lynn. I know she came out like a long time ago, like back in like I think August, but she still serves a relevant purpose. Like that legendary banner. I mean that brave banner was mostly to provide 4 OP broken heroes. They were really broken at the time too. Now they're not so broken, but then they're still really great. And Brave Lynn is honestly still really great, especially if you can compare her to like the new additions, the newly added bow units, archers. Overall, so yeah, she's really great. And though I will have to warn you that IVs do make or break your unit, so you should also check on your IVs. If Spring Catria and Brave Lynn have great IVs, then that makes them a lot better than I would say they are. But yeah, overall, I would say for just to remind you again what my order is, I would go with colorless first, red second, blue third, and then finally green last. I would honestly not pull green. I don't have any unit on green that I would want to pull. I know I don't have a Gunther, but I don't give a shit. Like Gunther overall, she's not that great as a unit, and I don't ever care to pull her. She also isn't that really interesting as a character, so I don't really give a shit about that either. So yeah, I think I'll be ending the. Let's see. Yeah, I think I might end it here. Actually, never mind, because yeah, I forgot. So I was going to do another Otogi Spirit Agents as another stream, but I guess I could push that off since I did use up a bit of energy, in-game energy on that, so I could wait a while for that to recharge. So I think from here on out, I can like move on over to the game. So like just do some casual play. Since it looks like there might be some players here that are just watching for the sake of like being able to learn how to play, you can also check out how I play as well. So just moving on here, we have the game. And I guess, yeah, I think at this point I'll just go into the game. So yeah. Hopefully they again more orbs from daily login. Okay. Focus. Heroes with Miracle. Oh yeah, they had that kind of banner coming up too. Oh, I totally forgot. Alright, well anyway. Summoning Focus. Heroes with Miracle. Oh yeah, there was a banner that expired today, I think, maybe. Yeah, that would be why it came out. Alright, 1 orb. Just 1 orb. Alright. That's sad. Anyway, I'm at 200 orbs. 200 orbs I could spend on the legendary banner. 8%. And honestly, I'm probably gonna like pull a shit ton on this banner because based on what happened with the previous legendary banner, like that no, not the legendary banner, the brave banner where we had like all the brave units like Brave Eye, Brave Lynn, and whatnot. That took that they had the review voting gauntlet for that in January, I think January, February, and they finally released in August. And I'm gonna assume that they're doing the same thing this year. So hopefully they're gonna do that this year as well because I need 4 months to get enough orbs for anything. I'm just gonna hope that no good banner comes out between now and then because I'm probably gonna pull the shit out of this legendary banner whenever it comes out. But anyway, let's just go into gameplay. Claim. I bring springtime greetings from Revolgil. 10 feathers, and then Sakura. Regular Sakura, not Halloween Sakura. Are you checking on the others? So was I. It's important to make sure that everyone's doing alright. Yes, girl. Okay. So let's see. So one thing I don't since I'm not sure if you guys are like returners or like just new people who are viewing, but what I do is I also have people who during the stream send hero reviews via friend code. So I have a friend code down here underneath Love Abounds Hector and his Rip Up version. Oh yes, favorite character art. And I treat him so badly. But anyway, friend code 481650. If you want me to review a hero in particular, you could send me a friend request through that, and I could do a hero review on stream. If you're not watching this stream live, you could also send it to me a hero review through Discord. Since I do check Discord every now and then whenever I'm not using doing streams, so you could definitely send me a hero review request through there if you're if you don't want to wait for the next live stream. The main purpose of live stream, however, is to be able to interact with you guys and also give me a chance to do live reviews. That way, if you guys have any questions during the stream, I'll be able to give it to you right up in front while it's going on, instead of just waiting a couple hours or maybe a day for me to respond. So yeah, I think right now I'll just start off the game stream by giving reviews for the two people who sent me requests. So let's start off with Rose of War Amelia. So let me pull up her stats. Amelia. Alright, okay, so she is a +2, definitely great. BST 173, amazing. Not the best, because obviously we have units that are 175, so they're at the next bin above. So if you don't know, bins are for arena scoring points, and it's based on every 5 BST, so base stat total. So Amelia has 173, which puts her in this 170 to 174 range. And then you have other units such as Christmas Winter Lissa. And yes, when I mentioned during the stream earlier how broken the winter banners were, and yes, they are still broken to this day. So characters such as Winter Lissa, 175 to 179 bin. But anyway, that's okay. In this case, I think this let's see. Let's check this Amelia's stats. So let's see. So you get +5 HP, so you're 148. So this is neutral HP. You have 14 might, so you're at 35. Neutral attack, neutral speed. This is plus defense minus res. That's a meh, pretty meh. IVs could have been better, but then that's alright. Overall though, if you wanted a tanky unit, then it's pretty good then. If you want a tanky unit, but then otherwise speed is usually the best thing because it prevents doubles, and preventing doubles tend to prevent you from getting more damage, so that helps. She does have low resistance though, so it makes sense. Great for you for having a resistance bane. You also don't suffer from a super bane and resistance, so that's even better because if you check the stats for the newer units these days, oh my gosh, the way they put super banes on all sorts of characters, and some characters have multiple super banes, so that's the worst. Oh my gosh, it just kills me whenever I see something like that. But anyway, let's just review this Amelia. Plus defense, minus resistance for those of you guys who are just tuning in. Overall, she has okay attack. 49 isn't that great, but it's doable for her anyway. Drawback, I'd switch that. You're probably good with pivot or swap since she has armor, and you have armor march 3 on her, so I'm going to assume that you're going to put her on armor emblem. Next up is bonfire. Makes sense because you have speed 38, so you're not going to get doubled often, but then you do have the chance of doubling your enemy. Bonfire also does make sense because you do have Earth Boost 3, which makes total sense because you have 53 HP. So what Earth Boost 3 does is it increases your defense by 6 if you have more HP than your enemy. In this case, 3 or more HP than your enemy. Makes sense because it's pretty hard to break into the 50s unless you're one of those super tanky units, and by all means, you're not going to be fighting those units with an Amelia. You're going to be using a mage or something for that. Anyway, moving on. Renew 2, let's see. Did you finish building this Amelia? Okay, so obviously you could upgrade it to Renewal 3. I believe you're using the Renewal 3 because you're using Earth Boost 3, which does make sense because you're trying to keep her as healthy as possible to be able to keep that Earth Boost 3 in play. And finally, you have Armor March 3. Pretty great. Pretty great. And then you have Panic Ploy 3. Pretty great too, because you have 53 HP and you're building your Amelia to be as tanky and to have as much HP as possible, which makes total sense. Overall, pretty great Amelia. It's mostly it's more or less trying to like keep your Amelia to be as tanky as possible. Totally makes sense. Next up, Sheeta. Okay. Anyway, I cannot read the IVs on here because it's level 34, so it's irregular. I guess I could try to make assumptions here. Sheeta, let's check your stats. So rather than just showing you like making recommendations, I could definitely show you what an ideal Sheeta should look like. Since I did get perfect IVs on her, like oh my gosh, I got a minus HP plus attack Sheeta, which is great because you don't care about HP so much. You also want her to have lower HP to be able to get into desperation range, and she gets a super boon in attack. So yeah. But anyway, let's just check out your stats. Looks like neutral HP. Let's see, you have wing sword, so 41, 31, 25. 25. I think this is a super boon. You have a attack boon, so that's great. It does look like minus speed. Kind of looks like minus speed though. That's the thing. Yeah, this looks like a plus attack minus speed. Oh man, that's pretty bad, honestly. The reason why most people want to play Sheeta is if you ever want to play Sheeta is because she has really great speed. She has low attack, which is her typical problem. So now that you have a minus speed Sheeta, you're basically putting her in the I don't want to use you range. So that's pretty sad. Pretty sad. Obviously, you did not make any investments in her either. Whatever. In any case, I'm not sure if you put that there because you wanted me to review Sheeta or just for jokes and giggles, or whatever. But then I guess for now, I guess I can show you what my Sheeta looks like, since I did spend quite an amount of time to build her, and I'm still building her. I think she's a +5 merges right now. So there it is. I gave her Water Blessing. So my Sheeta is merged to 5. So you could do a max 4 max merged 4-star or like a 5-star. I chose 5-star since she gets a wing sword and everything. So that's really great. She is minus HP, so just note that. So without the upgrade, she would have been 35 HP. Totally okay though, because you don't want her to have too much HP because you want it to be easier for you to get into desperation range. So for me, what I did is I gave her wing sword and I gave her flashing blade effect, which is a great effect on someone like Sheeta who has like high levels of speed. So you have HP 38. You have okay. And one thing to note though is I have Fury 3 on her, so what I'm gonna say is not gonna be what's on the screen. So I have 47 attack, not that great, but then as I said, her problem was low attack. So you need to have a super boon in attack, like really badly. If she did not have an attack boon, she would be a 46, which is pretty low, especially since she's merged to 5 right now. If without Fury, she would be at 39 speed, 26 defense, and then 36 resistance. Overall, her speed and resistance are monstrous. Like, she's a sword unit, but at the same time, she has 39 res with the Fury. So she's basically the true and beloved Pegasus Knights. And Pegasus Knights, if you play the Fire Emblem games in the series, they tend to have very high resistance despite being sword or whatever type of unit they are. In this case, she should have been a lance unit, but they made her a sword unit. Totally alright, I guess. Anyway, she has high resistance, so if you're not going to put her on a flyer team, you could definitely use a ploy skill. Res ploy, attack ploy, defense ploy, speed ploy, any of those ploy skills. I'd probably go with maybe an attack ploy or a speed ploy, since attack will make her more durable because she does have somewhat low defenses, and speed ploy will just make it easier for her to activate her flashing blade skill. I wouldn't go so much for the speed one though, because she's a flyer, so you're going to be putting fire buffs on her, I hope. So that's how it's going to go for her. Let's see. So yeah, that's basically how I would build my. That's how I do build my Sheeta. So yeah, let's see now. And I think that's it for hero reviews. To those of you guys who are watching the stream right now, I do recommend that you try to like maybe put in some investment, or maybe like try to give me a heads up on friend code requests so that I could do that. But anyway, I'm just gonna move on to like regular gameplay. So now let's see. Let's do some tap battle. We'll start off this stream play with some tap battle. Let me turn the volume up a bit. Actually, oh yeah, I forgot to turn it on because earlier we had the YouTube videos playing. So yeah, let's do this. Da ta 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 ta. Oh, I fucked up already. Da 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 da. Yeah, those horses are pretty fast. I would assume they're twice the speed of a melee unit, which is twice the speed of an armored unit. Oh my gosh, armored units are so slow. Anyway, we got A. I missed the second hit, or the combo anyway, which is why I only got an A. I think it maxes out at floor 100, right guys? I don't know. Does it go beyond 400? Because last time I didn't see it go beyond. Ta 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 ta. Alright, well anyway, I think I fucked up once. Well, whatever. Whatever. Alright, alright. Okay. Okay, well, okay, Dr. Pam. Free poll, free poll. Well, good for you. Oh my gosh. It's really, it always makes people happy whenever they get a 5-star unit on a free poll, especially one that's good. Ta ta ta. Anyway, let's continue this tap battle. Ta 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 ta. Oh fuck. That was an armor unit too. That's so embarrassing. Oh my gosh, that was so embarrassing. Anyway, let us continue. Alright, results. Floor 96. Oh my gosh, lag. The lag attack. Even more problematic than the actual challenge. Oh, fuck you. Oh gosh, why did sudden lag? Time to go Fury! Bomb, 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 bomb. Hey, I have Jerome on this. He's supposed to be a horse slaying hero, okay? With the pole axe. Anyway, we have Camus here, obviously from Shadow Dragons. I am a knight. I have a duty to fight till the very end. So long as my hands can grip Gratifice, I won't falter. Well, anyway, I do have using it, so I don't give a shit. But anyway, let's continue. Cha, cha, cha. Oh gosh. Holy shit. He's triggering special all over the place. Wait, he still has a shit ton of HP. What the fuck? Oh shit, that was a close one. What the fuck is he? On caffeine or something? What the fuck? How many? Oh, right. Anyway, oh my gosh. How many Red Bulls do you have? Fucking growing wings, oh my gosh. Oh gosh, that would be terrible. Well, anyway, that would be Pegasus, wouldn't it? A horse with wings, a Pegasus. Yeah, it's not that bad. Oh gosh, I can't imagine it, guys. Him jumping in with what fucking Minerva. Oh gosh. Anyway. Okay, they don't show enough to show Minerva. Whatever. That's alright. What with that? I have a shit ton of orbs, which is great. So great. Obviously, I'm not doing any of the hard difficulties. Do tell me though if there's any other floors besides floors 100, beyond 100, because I don't know when that triggers. Anyway, let's continue. Let's see, what should I do now? No friend requests yet, so obviously you guys don't want to send one. That's alright though. Let's see. Anything I should do for now? There honestly isn't too much. I still need to boost up my Tempest Trial score, because that's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm probably going to do that later. As for now though, I think this should be good for this stream. Overall, I was able to get both the all the hero reviews from the banners. I was able to review some heroes with you guys. Hopefully you guys would also in the future want me to review a hero for you guys. You guys can do so. I have my friend code right beneath Rift Hector. Literally. Anyway, friend code is 6528481650. But in any case, overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. For sure, it was pretty alright for me. I think 2 Big came out today. Hopefully, I will be able to show you guys what my polls would be. In any case, I think this would be a good time to end. If you guys enjoyed the stream, including like either the hero reviews or just like the casual stream overall, do please hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube. Do leave comments on the videos if you want. I do respond to them. And also, if you're watching on Twitch, do follow. And if you want, you can also subscribe. That will definitely help out the channel. And finally, if you guys do want to join like the community, the Dominics, y'all can join the community via the Discord link, which should be in the information boxes below in the YouTube links, as in the info boxes, and it should be in my channel for Twitch as well. Or if you want, you can also check the ticker that's at the bottom of the stream, and it should have all the links such as like Twitch, Discord, YouTube, etc., etc. So y'all can check that out. I do check daily, so if you send me any comments or requests or anything on there, you guys can definitely do so. Otherwise, I am out. I will be doing actually no, wait, shit, I totally almost forgot. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. So a couple so yeah, so some time ago, like during the previous stream, I promise you, or no, not the previous stream, it was like an announcement, and I mentioned why I didn't do the stream, because usually I do streams every like 2 days or every day. And the reason why I didn't do a stream like in the past 2 days is because I was hit with inspiration. So I had things I want to work on, and I was like hit with this like sensation like, okay, I need to do this because it's gonna be awesome. And so what I did was okay, I'm just give you guys a little bit of background info. I do programming and designing as a hobby. Because like for me, I am like a bio major, or like specifically neuroscience, so I do a lot of physiology and neuroscience as my major at university. And yes, I am a university student, but anyway, but then I also do a lot of programming and design and all that engineering shit as like a hobby, because I really enjoy that overall. So what I was gonna do is I was gonna prepare for a hackathon, which I'm gonna be competing at this weekend at UCLA. So if y'all are going to the hackathon at UCLA, you guys can definitely hit me up. I still don't have a team, so I'm gonna look for a team. I might check the Slack, but anyway. So what I did was I do a lot of 3D modeling, and I want to practice that this spring break. So what I did was I thought maybe I could like go with characterization. Like I want to like create like characters as like SketchUps and whatnot, and try to like work on that so I could like use those skills in the future. And so one of the things I did, like because I was bored, was I started like looking at weapons, and I was like, aha, I could do some weapons from Fire Emblem. Yeah, so it's not fully complete, and by no means is it like too like OP or anything, but let me zoom in here, and then here we go. Transition. So in terms of programming, my niche is Unity 3D with an emphasis on like game design and whatnot. I do a lot of programming and whatnot, but I also do a lot of 3D modeling. And this is what I came up with, as you guys can see. So this, if you guys cannot tell, is Armad's, Hector's weapon, my beloved Hector. And if you guys do not know, I love Hector so much. He is like by far my favorite character of all time. So this is his Armad. It's not perfect by any means, because it does lack some of the inscriptions. So if you guys search up like images of what Armad looks like, there are some like inscriptions in the base right here, in the center of the blade area. And so honestly, I do not know how I can get that to work, because that's gonna be hell. That's gonna be shitty as hell. Like just getting that those irregular shapes onto the axe, that's gonna be hell. Like I need to be able to like get some kind of like very accurate data modeling, image modeling, and then try to like convert that to 3D by giving it thickness and whatnot. But anyway, that's what I did. I created Armads, the basics of it anyway. And by no means am I like an expert or anything. Like I've been doing programming and design. I've been doing programming for a year and a half, about a year and a half, and I've been doing designing for about 9 months. Not that long. I only started because my mentor taught me, and I really loved it. So that was like much later into my university career. So yeah. But yeah, that's my explanation. Sorry guys for why I didn't do streams before. It was because of inspiration. And yes, if you guys are wondering, I am also trying to build Hector as well. So one of the things I want to do is I want to do a VR project at the hackathon. Though truth be told, I do VR at every hackathon I go to. I should probably change that up, but that's kind of like my niche now at this point. And yeah, so I do a lot of that, and I am doing pretty well. Pretty happy though, because a lot of times people do compliment me despite me not being in despite me being in bio major. I do pretty well compared to other people who actually work in this field. So I'm alright.